Happy Thursday. It's Queen B. The week goes by these weeks go by so fast. But today I want to talk about deacons. Oh my gosh. I have had some bad experiences dealing with deacons. And there's a reason for that. And some deacons don't know their place. And I've been to churches, where deacons do all kinds of stuff. They have multiple female partners or sex partners outside of their wives, and they think they run the pastor. And that's not their calling and their purpose. And so we're going to talk about that today. There have some that I know that were dealing with the Masons, and I know that's demonic. And so I want to talk about deacons. So we're going to be coming from 1 Timothy chapter 3 and talk about the qualifications of a deacon. And so because I just seen some terrible stuff in deacons, and it makes people turn away from them. Especially in the small churches. I think I'm going to write a book about the small churches and why they remain small. But let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 3. And we're going to read what a deacon should be. Okay. I'm sitting outside. It might be a little loud out here. So 1 Timothy chapter 3. First, it's talking about desiring the office of a bishop. And so when you desire the office of a bishop, there are certain qualifications that you have to have. And then it says, likewise, when you desire the office of a deacon, there's some qualifications you need to have as well. And so let's look at 1 Timothy chapter 3. Verse 8, it says, likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not given to too much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre. You can't be stealing money and stuff. Holding the mystery of faith in pure conscience. And let these also first be proved, and then let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. So instead of you selecting yourself to be a deacon because maybe your granddaddy started a church, you got to be proved. The pastor should know that you are qualified to be a deacon. You got to be found blameless. And it says, even their wives must be grave and not slanderers, not gossipers. They got to be sober, and they have to be faithful in all things. Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children well and their houses well. For they that have used the office of a deacon well purchased to themselves a good degree and great boldness in the faith which is in Jesus Christ. So a deacon has to be full of faith. And some of these deacons are full of the devil. I tell you, it seems like they might be demon possessed. And so, the deacon is not there to run the pastor and tell him what to teach and how to pastor. The deacon is supposed to be appointed by the pastor or the apostles. And because if we look at book of Acts chapter 6, is when they begin to choose the 7. And I think that's when the deacons were established. Looking at Acts chapter 6, daily they would give out food and stuff and money to the saints, but the widows were being forgotten. And so they chose 7 men full of the Holy Ghost and those that were honest to deal with, dealing with giving the portions to the widows so that the apostles could spend time in prayer and minister the word. And so, the apostles laid hands on those 7 that were chosen. And they were found blameless. They were found to be honorable and honest and full of the Holy Ghost. And some of these deacons ain't got no Holy Ghost nowhere. They ain't even heard of the Holy Ghost, don't even believe in the Holy Ghost. And so if you are a deacon and you made yourself a deacon, then I believe you out of line, because, and first of all, in the book of Acts, they were appointed by the apostles. And then in the 1 Timothy, it gives you the qualifications. So you need to go, if you're a deacon, read 1 Timothy chapter 3, and starting at verse 8 about how your life should be. And read Acts chapter 6, starting at verse 1. Okay? And that's what a deacon is supposed to do. A deacon ain't supposed to be running the pastor and telling him what to do and voting the pastor in and voting the pastor out. That's all backwards. The deacons today, some of these deacons today in these small churches, they look like some of the Pharisees and Sadducees, and they ain't right nowhere. So how you, if you're not filled with the Holy Ghost, how are you going to be able to discern and choose a pastor and tell the pastor, well, you ain't teaching right. You don't even know what's right. So it's been backwards. The deacons don't choose the pastor and vote whether we should have this pastor. It's the pastors that appoint the deacons. So I hope that helps someone, because we got a lot of confusion and evil stuff going on, and the deacons are involved because they're not filled with the Holy Ghost. They are not people of integrity and honor or any of that. So that's my little take on the deacons. So y'all have a good week, a good weekend. Jonathan got a game. If y'all can, come out and see Jonathan and Zach play at Putnam County High School. They'll be playing at the middle school though. And God bless you. Happy Thursday. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Love you all. Mwah.